Remnant 2 is set to release this weekend with a few days of early access. If you plan to check out the game at launch or beforehand, you'll want to choose the right class for you. From what we've been shown, there will be 5 starting classes, with the Gunslinger being only available to early access players. Each provides a variety of skills, traits, and perks that change how you approach combat and which guns will be best for you. Let's check out each of the classes, and then in the end, I'll sort of rank them so you can decide which you want to start with. Be aware you can unlock the other classes as you play throughout the game, similar to how armor worked in the first one. This just gives you a starting set you might feel more comfortable with. As previously mentioned, the Gunslinger class will only be a starting class for early access players, and it's your cowboy or outlaw class. Rather than getting a large amount of damage, you get buffs to the weapons themselves, which will increase damage. Reload faster, shoot faster, get extra ammo. This build style plays into automatic weapons as well as rifles, letting you get as many bullets into the enemy's face as possible and continuously buffing yourself as you do so. It's already been confirmed that some of the harder hitting weapons were balanced with a slower reload or overheat mechanic. This could make any weapon viable even if it has a significant drawback. As for skills, the Gunslinger gets Quick Draw, which locks onto enemies with a 6-shooter, requiring 0 skill to deal incredible damage. Sidewinder will turn you into a weapon swapping machine with 50% increased draw speed and automatically reloading your guns. Or you have Bullet Storm, which turns any traditional firearm into a fully automatic gun, also increasing critical chance from bows and crossbows. Once again, getting 50% faster reload speed. As you can tell, this class is all about the instant reload. You could dish out damage quickly while switching to and from guns in an instant. You'll likely want to be fast and agile, taking down minions before they even reach you. Considering how weapons worked in the first game, it's likely this could be one of the best DPS classes. The Hunter is the best DPS class, sporting a sniper that can scope enemies across the map. To keep things simple, this is your weak spot and critical hit archetype. The more accurate you are, the more damage you deal. Of course, you will need to aim most of your shots well in order to get the best benefit here, but if played correctly, you have easy access to some of the best damage. Snipers were always really good in the first game, as they had high DPS against bosses and built up mod power quickly. With the ability to take down enemies from large distances, you can clear adds out of areas much better without any risk at all. Added onto this, the Hunter gains a Mark ability. Your skills are going to target enemies in a red aura, letting you get a glimpse of where they are at all times, even through walls. Marked enemies take more damage, also granting you some mark time back upon their defeat. Your first skill, Hunter's Mark, grants you more damage while that mark is active, also marking anything in a large radius. Hunter Focus lets you mark targets by scoping at them, also focusing your sight to increase damage and massively decrease your chances of missing. For less accurate hunters, this is your best friend. And finally, we get to Hunter's Shroud, which lets you go in and out of a semi-invisible state. Mark all enemies near you when exiting Shroud and increase damage during its duration. This class gives snipers heightened awareness, top-tier damage, and laser focus when zoomed in. Become the ultimate team backup as you mow down peons from afar and tell the team exactly what's happening at all times. The Medic is your healer class. Surprising, I know. Almost every aspect of you and your team's healing is increased. Heal faster, heal teammates when taking a relic, and regain healing items after supporting your teammates enough. You get a passive increase in damage as well, keeping you in the fight and not just a pure support build. The Medic will keep you alive longer, and for those who don't think they get enough heals early on, this could be the best option for you. Take relics more often while doing so at a safer pace. Your skills also very well match this playstyle, allowing for high healing rates. Place down a pool of healing with Wellspring, shield the team granting health while the shield is active, or fully heal the entire party, completely reviving any down teammates in the process. With so many ways to stay alive, this class will be a lifesaver for tough ad fights. Massive groups of minions swarming you eat up health quickly, and this will help you survive and still have relics afterwards. As a team player, you can't be more supportive than this. So, if you're feeling confident enough going in, but know your buddy might suck it up a bit, go healer and make this better for both of you. The Challenger is your tank class, getting access to heavier armor without the extra weight, completely reviving yourself upon being downed, also dealing increased damage when enemies are close to you. The Challenger becomes the best possible option for melee, As guns are the priority in a game like this, you'll need a good setup to go full melee, and this guy has what you're looking for. But don't be afraid to use him for guns either. With extra damage up close, you have high potential with a shotgun, blasting heavy rounds into your enemy with no fear in your eyes. War Stomp creates a shockwave in front of you, clearing out groups of enemies in a second and staggering the most dangerous foes who get too close. With 3 uses, you get to be much more active with this skill, keeping your damage dealing at a constant rate. Juggernaut makes you almost impervious to stagger, increasing melee speed and damage. Juggernaut will be an easy way to create a powerful melee build early on, using the biggest weapon you could find but swinging it at a fast pace. Finally, we have Rampage. For the shotgun fanatics, this one is perfect. Increase fire rate, reload speed, and movement speed. Rage and go berserk with extra damage and never reloading your gun. For gun damage, you can't get much better than this right here. Challenger has the best potential of all the classes, as you can go very different routes with each of its skills. Also gaining a large increase in defense, this will be a top-notch class to start with. With armor being almost entirely for resistances, I don't see any reason why the Challenger won't be an instant favorite. The Handler is your minion class. You naturally have a dog with you that can help buff the team and res down players. In fact, he can even revive you if you go down. While said dog is active, you get more damage overall, extra movement speed, and reduced stamina costs. While you are going to be another really strong support class, being able to revive faster, don't forget you can fight as well. Have your dog target enemies and keep them off of you, all the while using your relic to buff them. The Handler will be very nice for those looking to get more support while going it alone. With the skill Hound Dog, he can decrease damage taken to the player while fighting in the exact location he's told to. Support Dog continuously heals allies while still protecting the master. And then there's Attack Dog. The good boy gives the team more damage and goes to town wherever he can find a foe. Play heavily into the minion style, selecting exactly how you want your dog to support you. He can be used to protect your teammates or be a general menace in the fight. Consider this class as a healer that can be much more flexible. Oh, and the dog can go down, but you can get it back up quickly. No need to worry there. With all 5 classes being available to you, what is the best option? Each is good for its own style and can make for some interesting team pairings. Plus, when you consider which guns you'll be using, that can make all the difference as well. For me, I'd say Challenger is number 1. He has the most aggressive play style while also giving you more leeway in fights. Making your melee better can't be bad either, but that perk which reloads your gun from reserves essentially might be really powerful, especially with a shotgun. Hunter is number 2, as snipers in the right hands can be devastating. Being able to know where all your opponents are is so crucial in Remnant. When you have flying robots, crawling bugs, and gun guys shooting at you, knowledge is your most important tool. I could see the Hunter taking down bosses quickly. The Gunslinger, while not available for everyone right away, is number 3. The reload and weapon swap speed perk available to this class will make for a DPS king. Using the right weapons at the right time would serve for headshot madness. It's also common for enemies to swarm you while you try to reload, and here you definitely won't have that problem. Medic is number 4 for me. With such incredible healing options, you can get the best support class ever. Never being low on relics and fast revives could be the best for survivability. I honestly would still say this is the best class for large minion areas or boss fights with a lot of adds. I see some high potential there for sure. Lastly, we have the Handler. He's still an excellent option, but no damage machine or healing maniac. Depending on how weapon mods work this time around though, we could be looking at some nutty minion builds. With so many little critters, you can't help but feel safe. So there you have which class you should choose in Remnant 2. The Challenger seems like a monster already, and pretty much nothing about him doesn't scream pick me. Obviously, whichever playstyle you want to go for will make the choice for you, but each of these are great and could really be fun when paired up in teams. Good luck fighting back the root, and I'll catch you next time.